Let me tell you about my best friend. I just my crown when it's falling down. She intercedes for me, always loving me. There is no one better than my best friend.
Now you gotta plug it in because they hear all your rambling.
Oh,
Y'all.
oh
Now
look.
you live. Huh? Oh, you fine. Uh-huh. Now they can hear you.
Hello, beautiful people. Okay. Okay.
So y'all, we're trying something new today.
So y'all,
Work with us.
you better.
Okay. Work with us. You can see. All right. So I'm no longer being the producer for this episode.
Okay. So take all mistakes in love. Okay. Be kind unto me. Okay. And still bless the Lord on this happy, glorious Sunday.
On this
Okay.
happy I'm putting my mic on, y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear me.
Please.
But friend, how was your week?
So my week was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was a busy week this week. I had quite a bit to do for work. I had some things that was being delivered to my house, so been kind of having stuff put together this week. So it was a good week. On Friday, we celebrated my youngest aunt on my mom's side. Oh, my youngest aunt on my mom's side. Sorry, guys, I'm holding the phone. I'm not supposed to be holding it.
No.
But my youngest aunt on my mom's side, Aunt Bridget, she turned 60 today actually, and they had a
Lord,
surprise party for her.
Pray I make it to 60.
They had a surprise party for her on Friday evening. And everybody say, hey, Sharice Nicole. Oh, wait, I didn't do something I was supposed to do.
Did you do welcome to the show?
Boom. Welcome to the show. Let me tell you something, okay? I am Coco Chantel.
And I am Sharice Nicole.
And you are watching Besties Tell All. Hey! This is my first time, so please do not judge me. This is my first time doing the technical side of this. But I asked her the other day if she could teach me because I wanted to be able to do both, okay? So this is her teaching me. Y'all like my ponytail? Don't she look pretty with her ponytail, y'all?
I am Jeannie.
I am Jeannie. Drop some fire in the chat for Fred Ponytail.
I did it myself, y'all.
She sure did. She sure did.
Lord Jesus.
She definitely did.
Help God.
So we had the surprise birthday party for my aunt, and so the way that I was able to get her to not be suspicious of what was about to happen, I said, hey, Auntie Bridget, I need you to be a model for me. So I was like, I'm going to come do your makeup.
And that worked.
And it worked.
For real?
It worked.
She was surprised.
Y'all, I got to her house
She
probably.
was crying.
She was so surprised until we pulled up into the parking lot and my auntie and my uncle was late. So she saw them outside with balloons.
Oh.
She was surprised the entire time. She was like, you know what? I don't like to, because my aunt, she's not someone that wears makeup. She don't dress up a lot. Like she's just like, she like to have a good time, but she real low key.
Okay.
And so when my uncle called me and was like, we're doing this for your auntie, I want you to do her makeup, I want you to make sure she look nice, I was like, I got you, say no more, I'll make sure she get there, whatever. So I got to the house, I did her makeup, we talked, we laughed, we almost had a moment where we cried together. It was really good bonding time with her. And then I got her in the car. I had to bring her to my house because she forgot her earrings, right? So she had her outfit, her shoes, she was so pretty. And I actually should have made that the picture so everybody could see what she looked like. my photo of the day, my favorite thing for today. That's what I should have done.
Oh, yeah.
But we did her makeup, we got dressed. I had to take her to my house to get her some earrings because she didn't have any earrings, and she thought we were going to take the pictures at my house, so she was finding places in the house where she thought was a good background
for her pictures.
She
was all in.
She was
vested.
She was definitely vested. So I was happy that she had kind of come out of her comfort zone and was willing to do that for me, right? And then she said, well, I want to take my pictures right here in front of the gold vases. She said, well, I want to take my pictures right here. I said, well,
she wanted in front of the gold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Luxury.
Mm-hmm. Luxury.
It's given celebrity.
Yes. She wanted to sit over there. So I said, well, Auntie, the pictures are not, y'all, I'm lying. I had to ask for forgiveness. I said, Auntie, the picture's not here. I said, we have to go to a studio.
And take the pictures.
Uh-huh. So then we load back up into the car and we head over to Bay Meadows. And so we get there and she's like, well, where's this studio? Because we've been in the car about 20 minutes. She's like, oh, where are we going? And so I was like, we're almost there, y'all. And we get into the parking lot and my Uncle John and my Auntie Tata was getting out of the car. They was late.
Okay. Wait a minute, guys. Because y'all are saying we going in and out. So Regina or Stephanie, can somebody, did you put your phone on Do Not Disturb?
Both of them.
Okay. Let us know if it's still going in and out.
Please.
One of y'all. Looking good, ladies. Thank you. One of y'all let us know if we're still going in and out. Whoever's on it, just type sound good, sound not good. Let us know, please.
Yeah, please.
But keep going.
So long story short, we get there. She see them in the parking lot, and she's like, "How did they drag you into this? How did they get you to do that?" So she was surprised, literally up until we arrived. And then she, of course, walked inside, and everybody had their cameras, it was balloons and all of that. So it was a great moment for me personally because my uncle trusted me enough to make sure she got there, make sure she looked nice, stuff like that. So I was grateful. And then, of course, being able to spend time with her, just she and I. So it was a great week. A little bit tired because, of course, we hanging out to 12 midnight on Friday.
Oh, y'all were partying.
And that's several hours past my bedtime. And then getting up Saturday morning trying to make sure everything is done. It was my weekend to make sure my facial and, my toes and things like that were done. So kind of spent the day doing that and then hung out with a few managers from my job yesterday evening. So it's been kind of like a busy weekend or a week into the weekend. But I won't say anymore. How was your week?
Y'all, I had so my week was interesting. I think I had a lot of stuff I was preparing for at work. And so it, work all day. But I think that I was able to accomplish the things that I needed to accomplish. And Madison goes back to school on Monday. So I'm kind of feeling some kind of way because my baby's going to the 9th grade. So we did all things prepare for school this week. We did all things prepare for school this week. We did nails, we did hair, we did, we picked our outfits last night, y'all. Trying to get last minute finishes and touches on the outfit for the first day of school because it's 9th grade. She got to be cute. Mm-hmm. So
are your eyes watering?
My eyes are watering. So every time I talk about So Madison is she's the only child I got. So it is emotional for me that she is about to go to the 9th grade. Right. And so y'all just pray for me because it's been a little tough, and that's all I'm gonna say. But other than that, I had a really good week. Yesterday, I was so encouraged yesterday, and also challenged, convicted in a moment of prayer. So I am so grateful for today and a new start and a reset. So that's all I have to say about that. Now, let's see. Are your eyes watering? Lord, they are. Could y'all see it? I'm sitting here and I'm like, is that so y'all, put your week. If you had a good week, put some fire in the chat,
please.
And now we'll kind of jump into what we have going on. What we talking about today?
All right. So our topics for the day. So of course we have our question of the day, which we'll put up here in just a second, and then we'll go to how you can catch us outside. Of course, our favorite things, and then our real topic is overcoming grief, and then we want to lighten the moment by talking about the Montgomery Tea Party.
Y'all, I got a lot to say about that Montgomery Tea Party. I was blessed, and I was encouraged. It was so many things, and again, I don't support violence. I'm not even a violent person. I haven't even been in. I got the name on one hand. You know how many fights I've been in. But I really believe it was some retribution and some restoration, and there was some hope. I think. Honestly, guys, it was some hope restored. But we'll talk about that because we saw each other in a different light in that moment. Although it was a violent moment, the things that were being said was really powerful. So,
absolutely. So, do you want to bring in our guest
to
do our question?
So remember how to do it? Yeah, she's the producer today. Okay.
Hold your line.
Hold on.
Okay.
So she already in, so you gotta unmute her. And then you wanna go back to your star. Y'all, this is so funny.
It is.
And then you wanna
find her.
No,
nope.
She already up there. She gotta come off. Take your screen off black. And then you wanna double screen, and you wanna hit the double screen. And then you wanna tap us. And then she's the black screen. So if you want to come onto the screen,
please and thank you.
Please and thank you, Coach D.
Pastor Coach,
are you there?
Yes.
Right, so
we can hear you, but we can't see you.
I'm here. Hold on, let me turn it off and turn it on. I'm here.
Okay.
Let's see. So then, you can go here.
Certainly here.
Let's see where you are. You got your camera on? It look like it's black.
It's on. Definitely on.
Okay. We don't see you yet. Let me see.
Okay.
Because I don't see your camera. Okay. So go out and come back in, Coach D. All right. So while she's doing that, I do want to tell y'all something that happened that I thought was significant, and I kind of talked about it on my live while we're waiting on Coach D to join us back. But I went to the gym, and while at the gym, a little situation happened that I thought was going to be a recap of Montgomery.
Oh Lord!
But I had my earbuds in, right, and I heard a lot of commotion. So I was like, okay, let me, what's happening here? All right. So let me see. She's back.
Yeah.
And there you are.
We can see you.
And there she
Y'all
goes.
Hey! Y'all know what I've been looking at the whole time, and I'm not gonna say anything.
What you been looking at?
I'm not gonna say it. It's what we were talking about.
Oh, please.
But before I'm gonna tell my story, then we'll introduce Coach D because she might appreciate this too. So we so I'm there, and the girl, it's a guy and the girl, they're arguing, and the guy, the girl was working out. She was doing what you call a superset. So you do one type of exercise, and then you switch to a different type of exercise, and you do like 5 sets of 4, and then each set may be like 20 to 25 reps, right? And so the girl is doing her superset. The guy comes over and he asks her, hey, do you mind if I get in with you on the machine? And then so the girl's like, no, I don't want you to get in with me on the machine. So the guy instantly becomes offended, and he's like, I'm gonna just get in anyway. So then he gets on the machine. So the girl is like, she's frantic. So she leaves and go and tells the gym attendant. At this time, the guy is kind of like antagonizing her.
Oh, wow.
So then the gym attendant comes back, and of course she's trying to get both sides of the story. And but wait a minute, before she goes to get the gym attendant, the guy is like cussing the girl out. Whoa. Like, and she cursing him, he's cursing her. It was intense, right? So I grabbed my bag, you know,
because I'm about to go.
Exactly. But now this the thing though. It's other men standing around. Nobody stopped this guy. Aww. No guy stepped in, said anything to the guy. And so the gym attendant comes back, and so of course she's trying to get his side of the story. And as she's trying to get the guy's side of the story, the young lady walks up now. She walks up to the attendant as well as the guy, and she's like, are you gonna ask him to leave? So then the attendant looks at her. So the gym attendant was like, well, no, we'll just file an incident report. You know, enjoy your workout, Mr. So-and-so. And so she walks off. The girl is standing there. And at this point, the guy gets in the girl's face like he's about to swing on her. Now, this girl is every bit of 5'3", maybe a buck 35, small girl. And again, nobody did anything, including me. Because I'm 5'4", and I don't even know, he was big. So nobody did anything, y'all. Nobody said anything, like, and the guys were looking and like talking amongst each other. And then he finished his workout. He finished all his sets on the machine she was on. And then he was like, and then he said out loud to one of the guys, he went and, you know, slapped the guy, gave him high five, all this right there. He was like, yo, I'm finna leave before I catch a case. And then he left. So the girl was like crying and everything. Like, I hugged her neck, but it was so many nuances embedded into that. But that was something that we're not gonna talk about it today, but next week, we're gonna talk about that, y'all. It was a lot happening all at one time. But nevertheless, I wanted to finish the story while we got Coach D on. She's not gonna tell us what she was actually looking at, and that's okay.
Because I'm still waiting.
We're not gonna.
I want you to tell.
So, but y'all, I want to welcome to BTA a good pastor coach. Pastor Coach D Nicole. Y'all give it up for her.
D Nicole.
Give me applause, that friend. Give her applause. Give her an applause.
So you.
There it is.
There you All right. Welcome to the show. Usually we don't like to introduce people. We like for people to introduce themselves and tell them about you, what you have going on, who you are, where they can find you, although we put your social media handles up there. But our audience are waiting to know all about Pastor Coach.
All right now. First of all, let me say, I find it so interesting, you all, that in the past week, everybody is calling me Pastor Coach instead of Pastor D or Pastor D. Like, okay, we on some new levels.
That's right, we're going with it.
But the background is, I have been knowing Chantel for so long, y'all. I don't even know. Probably elementary school. I've been knowing her. I've been hanging out with her mother, Mama Phyllis, been doing my hair 6 o'clock in the morning since I was in high school. Our family has been so closely acquainted. But all of that to say, I grew up in church, born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida, and I attended local schools, went off to US South to attend school, got a degree in psychology, a couple degrees in psychology, master's of business administration, and just recently finished school with my divinity degree, master's of divinity degree. And here I am pastoring. I pastor a virtual church, have been doing so since right after the George Floyd situation in 2020. And of course, we were in the middle of the pandemic as well. So I here as Pastor Coach am, very excited because I never imagined, y'all, that I would be a pastor. I just really never had the demeanor of a pastor.
I'm sure. Pastor Coach. Yes, sir.
Ever. But all of that to say, I absolutely love pastoring, y'all. I love talking with people, walking with people. I love it, and it really ministers to me. Last point I'm going to make is that I never thought I could pastor that I cry. And I remember
Yeah.
Chantel's sister Latoya said that she's like, I've never seen you cry, but when I'm praying and different things, I just get so overwhelmed. And so to be able to share with God and be so full, but also be able to hold my mute, you understand, hold myself is a real great thing so that people can know I'm very sensitive to the spirit. And I love how God moves through us as we have these types of conversations. So that's me.
Well, we want to thank you, of course, and welcome you to the show. So, everyone who's viewing, you can see this is how you reach Pastor Coach D. Now, Pastor is not in front of on social media.
So Instagram,
Coach D.
we're gonna say bye to y'all because y'all can't hear Coach D. And we're streaming on the app. So for those of you that is on, go ahead and jump over to our Facebook page or our YouTube page because Coach D is not in person, she's virtual. So you guys are going to have to catch us there, all right? In the meantime, in between time, bye y'all.
So for those who are watching, of course, on Facebook and YouTube, it's Coach D Nicole. Is how you can find her. We just added the pastor because that is a part of her ministry, her life. So we wanted to add that as it relates to respect for her position. So that's why pastor is before, but you can find her on social media as Coach D Nicole.
As Coach
Williams.
Yes.
Is how it shows up on our Facebook. Okay. So we're gonna jump right into the question of the day. Coach D, you still with us?
I am still with you. Yes.
Okay.
I think okay. All right. So the question of the day. Oh, wait a minute. I need to take something down. Hold your line, people. Hold your line.
And then boom. It's up.
It's up. All right. So the question of the day. It's not. I don't see it. Can you see it?
No. Keep going.
Okay.
You go.
The question of the day is what to ask people. What questions to ask people when they're grieving. I believe I said it right.
Coach D.
Yes.
Coach D
Y'all
can see
ready?
it. Can you see it?
Yes, I see it.
She see it.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Whomever. I have a lot to say.
Did it come?
No, it's okay. We know what the question is, but yes.
All right. So I'll go first because mine is gonna be like short and simple because I let Pastor Coach have her way with this. Okay. So things to yes, ma'am. Things to ask people.
That's good.
Yeah, you don't know. Like your mental is not at a place to even think about if you've eaten or things like that. But things to I wouldn't even say ask, but things to do is to just show up, right? You want to ask, right? Have they eaten? You can ask them, have they had anything to eat, right? Because people who are grieving, I found even with myself, that I am neglecting my personal me. I'm neglecting me and I'm holding on to what I'm feeling. So I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, I'm not, drinking. I'm just existing, kind of like sinking into this sunken place. So you want to ask the person, have they eaten, right? You want to ask them, do they need assistance with anything, but only if you're going to follow through with the assistance. You can ask, don't ask what happened. Okay, that's tacky, it's ridiculous. Yeah, don't do that. It's ghetto. Something else you can ask is what they need. What do you need from me? What can I do? How can I help? Those are appropriate things to ask. I think anything beyond that is absurd.
Well, Coach, Pastor Coach.
Thank you. Thank you again. I'm glad you went first, Chantel, because that's what I'm saying. Thank you. I'm glad you went first because I wasn't going to answer the question. I realized that. I was going to say, do not ask them questions because people can't think straight. So I would have been out of order because you asked me what questions, understand? So the truth is, people cannot think straight. You understand? You can ask me a question today and I still cannot think straight. It's been months. You understand? So the reality is, I agree with every single thing you said. However, it is my personal experience. Don't ask, just do. Just do. You understand? If you have an intention to feed me. If I have not eaten, that's like a really good assumption. Like you said, a person is neglecting themselves, they're neglecting, and we're trying to attend to everyone around us. We're trying to attend to the people who are attending to us and are definitely not taking the time. So I would say, the questions, they're good, but I will not probably be able to answer it honestly, or I will not be able to answer in a way that appeases people. So if people say, how are you? I'm good. You might be good, but people expect you not to be good. You understand? Or people that really don't want you to say, how are you doing? I want y'all to go home. They don't want you to say that. You understand what I'm saying? So there you go. There you go. It's like, my sister just has, fill in the blank. I remember this as a personal experience because there was a woman who had lost her husband. A good friend of mine lost her husband. I asked her friend, how is she doing? And the friend made it very clear to me. And not, but she's like, she just lost her husband. I said, you right. You right. But people don't know what to say. And so, sometimes I think we could just be proactive and take your time with it, especially if you want a sincere answer. Then to take your time with it and it just be proactive. What can I get you? What types of things? You're hungry, those are good ones, but I'm going to bring this. Is that okay? So that you can kind of help fill in some of those blanks.
Um, man. So I'm with you, Pastor Coach. I think the thing that I ask is there anything I can do that will make this a better moment for you? And typically people don't know. And some people will say, just your presence being here. And I'll say, okay. And then that's it. I usually don't
Mm-hmm.
say a lot when people are grieving. I usually don't. Um, I sometimes I don't know that I hug them. Like I'm there. I'll see them. Every now and again I may, but I usually just am there. I think they see you. You speak to them. And my main thing that I'm probably going to do is mingle with the people there and talk to them. People start sharing memories, ask you how you know that person, but the person who is like where it's a direct impact, I kind of try to stay clear. So I am a after the aftermath kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after
Mm-hmm.
the aftermath, when the dust have settled, when everybody else said, call me, I'm gonna be there, then they go on. I'm usually the aftermath person, and I'll call and say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I remember certain things or things that come up. I'll call and say, hey, what you doing today? And sometimes I don't even ask how they're feeling. I just say, what you doing? Because I know it may be an
There.
important day. Yeah. So what you doing today? Oh, you got plans? And if they want to talk about it, they'll talk about it. If they don't want to talk about it, they don't talk about it. But I think I do that because that works best for me. We had a situation with a guy. He lost his mom, and we were at the table eating, and he said that someone called him and wanted to know what happened to his mother, and he just went
Mm-hmm.
off. He just
Oh
went
my
off.
Lord.
And we were all at the
Mm-mm-mm.
table and we were like, did you just say that? He was like, I did. So I just think, I think sometimes when people are grieving, less is better. Everybody just be there. And if they need something, they'll say it. Unless they're like seeking attention, then that's a different story. So
Mhm. Mhm.
like you said, reaching out and just letting people bring it up. So something that I did with Pastor Coach is, and I'm trying not to call you by your first name.
Chantel, I can't hear you well, baby.
Uh oh. Okay, hold on.
What you did?
Can you hear me now? Is that
Yes, it's
better?
better.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Hmm.
So something that I did with Pastor Coach is I would just call her and just talk, just talk. And she said, "Oh, I just talked to this person. I just got the phone with this person. This is happening. This." And because she is comfortable with me, she was able to just be honest with where she was, right? And so, one thing I know is I can feed her, right? She'll let me feed her. So, we had the opportunity to do that, but just calling her and finding out, where she was and stuff like that. And even to a point like after,
Hmm.
after the service and all of that, and
No, keep going.
calling her and talking to her. And then at one point she said to me, "Now listen, I appreciate you calling, you texting." She's like, "But I'm gonna disappear." So she was like, "So you can call."
Not sending up a smoke signal until I get ready. Okay, that was literally how she said. She laughing because that's what she said to me. I'm about to disappear on y'all. She was like, so I appreciate the fact that you check in every other day, but
We
in these
good.
coming weeks, miss me with that. Okay.
You ain't got the call.
She was not
You ain't
with
got the
it.
text.
And so
She's
I
a
said to
comfort.
her, I respect that. I'm going to make sure. And you take it out and take it back in? I
Mm-hmm.
I said, because if not, then we're gonna get on the road and we're gonna find you. And that was how that
Hmm.
went.
Hmm.
Back in.
Mm-hmm. And quit touching on it.
And that's
It's
what
Chantel.
it's me.
Chantel is the producer today. And baby, she tearing this system up. That's all right. You got to learn. You
I
got to
got to
learn.
learn. That's the only way I'm gonna learn. If I got to
You
touch
got to learn.
everything. Okay.
I have
That's
well,
how I learn, messing stuff up. So I get it.
Messing it up.
everybody tell something down. Let
But
me tell you, I used to tell them
but
people pharmacy up in that when I
but
was
that is how Coach D let me know. I appreciate the fact that you're here. You're trying to be present. You're trying
Right.
to, make sure that I'm okay. But now I need
Right.
to disappear so that I can make sure I'm okay. And so when I said to her, "Okay, I agree, right? I respect it. I understand it." I was like, "But when I call you or I text you, you better send up a smoke signal and let me know you all right, or I'm coming to find you." And
I said thumbs up.
made it very clear to
Thumbs
me.
up. I'm good.
And that was what she said. So I let her tell me where she was, where her boundaries were, which let me know how far I could go, even though feeling like she is or knowing that she's a part of my family and feeling like I have this access to her. But still making sure that I respect what she was asking of me as her friend, which was to give her some space because now she does need to
Yeah.
recalibrate and regroup because now the dust is settling, so this is her new normal.
well,
Right.
I'm so grateful for you. You're handling it very well with grace.
Oh yes.
But we'll jump into grieving. I got a question for you, Coach D. What does grieving
Hmm.
mean to you?
Um, grieving is a big process that we don't acknowledge. So, grieving is something that I became familiar with prior to the passing of my sister. And I say I became familiar with it is because the awareness I had of grieving expanded while I was in seminary. I was taking a class called Prophecy in the Body. Good class, y'all. But what they told us is that things like grief, they happen to us, right? And it's not the loss of a person as much as it's the loss of anything, right? And so when we can look
Mm.
at grief in this larger view, specifically for me, the professor mentioned the loss of identity. And for me, she began to give examples of what that meant: lost marriages, lost jobs, lost homes, right? Maui. devastation in your community. And so as she mentioned each of these things, I was like, whoa. And so she was not just mentioning that these are the griefs. She was mentioning the benefit of spending time in the grief, spending time in the lament, in lamentation. You understand? And so we try to be, especially nowadays, y'all, such a hope driven generation because people are so low. We try to be so motivational, positive patties, all of this type of stuff, affirmation queen is what people call me. But I realize now that grief is a space that we need to sit in. We need to participate in grief. And so what it means to me now is it means resting in those sad places and enjoying them to the extent that if I allow myself to grieve, then I can celebrate my wins much better, right? If I allow myself to grieve, I also can heal from the loss versus avoiding it, being shame, being guilty, being offended anytime a person mentions a particular loss of mine. And so I realized for me that grief was the place that I needed to go versus a place I needed to shy away from and not acknowledge, right, or forget. And for me that was very important because there were things about my life I knew I was carrying as a burden, but I didn't know to address them in that way and say, oh, this was a loss, this is why I feel that way. you know Lost the dog, which was your companion, this is why you feel that way. You understand? So that's what it means to me. It means something larger than the loss of a person. It means the loss of a relationship. So you can lose people, you can experience death, and no one has gone on to glory or gone on to wherever they're going. But
Right.
once I realized that, it allowed me really to be more involved, be more present, not just with people, but equally with myself.
It's Coach.
Yes,
Coach, do you have your background playing or your thing playing in the background?
nothing's playing, no.
Okay, we just want to make sure. There you go.
Hmm.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
She can hear you.
No, I can't. You came in at one point and then you went out.
She can't hear me.
She can't hear you.
Uh-uh.
All right.
I'm hearing you only through Sharice's mic.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Hmm. You better.
Hmm? It'll come up.
Coach.
No, 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 no. She on. She on.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I got you. And that do you find
You're
that
good. I can hear you very well.
you can hear me real well? I like that. Okay. Do you find
Hmm.
that people try to run away from the grief that they're experiencing?
Yes. Honey, yes. This is a really good question. First and foremost, it goes back to people not understanding that they're grieving. You see, so again, we are a very motivational society because we like to cover up a lot of the pains, right? Instead of saying, um, I'm gonna use this room for example. I need to clean up this room. You understand? I'm moving some things around. I have some furniture that I need to take the cover off of, wash the cover, stuff like that, right? Instead of naming these things or addressing them, we just kind of can let them settle. And it's a grief because then you can avoid those places in your life that don't look like or feel like you need them to look. Now, I'm using a room, but think about social spaces. If I'm encountering a challenge with a friend, I know I need to clean that thing up. I know I need to take something off of it, give it a good wash, put it back on with the friendship. And instead of doing that, I can say, well, you know what? I don't want to offend. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I don't want to shake, rock the boat or anything. And so what people end up doing is we will kind of settle into things. And you know what, y'all, this is the root of bitterness. I was talking with a young lady yesterday, and we were speaking about the things that we don't address. Instead of me just saying to a friend, hey, friend, I didn't like when you said that. Or, hey, to a family member, hey, that kind of offended me. That kind of hurt, right? We like to pretend like we always all right, which is not true, nor is it anything to be proud of. If you always all right, what do you need a friend for anyway? You understand? So what we have to do is we have to see the things and then go on to say the things. It's not just enough to see it. If all we do is see it, then I can become very judgmental. I can become very critical and still walk in relationship with you and secretly loathe you and secretly hate you, feel some type of way about you. You understand? So I realized that grief is something that has to be seen first. You have to have these types of conversations, providing examples. And after we're done with this conversation, each of us needs to sit and say, where are my griefs? I know I left my job to get a better job, but do I lament the loss of that old job with those old friends? You understand? It was a better thing for me to get into a new relationship, but I was so comfortable in that old relationship, even though it was not good for me. We need to be able to say this so that then as we go forward, we have opened the doors left behind us and are not avoiding discussing those things. Because if I can open those doors behind me, when I come and befriend somebody else, when I come into better situations, when God blesses me, I can enjoy that with fullness and not enjoy it with certain things that I'm still not addressing in certain areas that I'm still not growing in.
That is really good. And I want to go back to something that you said about always being okay, right? So I had taken this approach in life, like I had kind of taken it on many, many years ago. Like, things would be happening and I would internalize it. And when someone would ask me about it, I would say, oh, that's not a big deal. Oh, I'm fine. It's good. And I was recently challenged because we were having a conversation and the person says, well, Cherie says, you often